entrepreneurship can sometimes even look very fancy, but behind the scenes, you have to do things that are so... they're not what you are doing at corporate. And you see, you're just about to go into your table banking story. When I thought about it, you are a corporate banker. Now you're telling us you've gone qua ground to do table banking for women.
The why, the what got me the business
in the first place.
And it was just the urge to provide and give timely service.
Sometimes you're with these people who manage a pension funds or people in business who sometimes have that money as individuals and they want it managed. And you have conversations with them and you lie to yourself you're on the same level because you can converse. But again, they just want your brain. Then you know stock market more than them. That's what's important to them. Welcome to the Diary of a Mad African Entrepreneur. And on this podcast, we look to actually bring you the real stories of entrepreneurs. You know, I've been running business for 18 years now. And, you know, the things we read about, or do this, structure this, those are important. But you know what? There's a level of madness required to be an entrepreneur. And at the end of the day, there's always a human being who's doing some things that sometimes look normal, sometimes look abnormal to make things work. But sometimes all we look to is the finished product, yeah? But behind the scenes, the madness, yeah? So today, I'm so happy to have Daniel Kioko as my guest. Daniel, welcome on the Diary of a Mad African Entrepreneur, where we tell our mad entrepreneurial stories while being African. Because I think for me, it was also that people, Africans, Kenyans, we need to hear our own stories a lot more. We've absorbed a lot of things from the West, but as we're talking about, they don't do business in our environment. Yeah.
True.
So Daniel, tell us about Daniel.
Thank you. Thank you very much for having me here today. I'm actually really excited to share a bit of the madness that we go through every other day to try and make a difference. My name is Daniel Kioko. I'm a student of life, trying to make a difference in society. A father of two amazing girls. So my friends call me Baba Girls. And happy to be here today to share my story.
All right.
Thank you.
When we were talking, you said the first thing that struck you about my story was the fuel. Yeah. So for the benefit of those who haven't had it, so I left work and I left the financial industry. And my job was, I'd done everything: stocks, pension, unit trust, you name anything to do with actually helping people make money. I did it. Then I left to run a business because I thought, you see, my business plan was all the way up and up. And one day I realized I can't fuel my car. Yet I'm meeting a client who wants me to do a financial plan for them, help them make money. And I had to look at the gauge in my car of, it's on E. I remember it was a Starlet. Will E get me? You're Googling 3 kilometers, 5 kilometers. So I get to the venue and I prayed, please, can they pay me for my consultation in cash on the spot to put fuel and actually come back home? Firstly, have you had those type of incidences when you're starting your first, even before we go there? Daniel, you left a corporate job. Yeah, because I had left a corporate job only to find I can't fuel my car. Yeah. What was that like, living, and it was a bank, and then you decided to start a business?
I think I've had a similar experience to that because I remember the first 4 months when I was trying to just set up what I was doing. I was working from my house. Thank God that time I was single, so my bills were just my stomach. So I would just find a way of surviving. But the biggest shock of my life was that the brand that carried me for so long, the brand that took me and opened doors for me, Daniel the banker, was no longer a shield. So I had to quickly find another identity. An identity that can help me open doors and get hard, at least get hard. A bit of my background is that as I was growing up, the things I was fortunate to learn, just being forthright and just being very open. So the first 6 months, I left work the 25th of February, 2019. I have also that's very clear in my mind. Between then and 1st of August, when we started business, most of the cash was just from the 3 F's that we usually say are for raising capital: family, friends, and fools. So family was there. I had saved a bit of cash, but the biggest challenge is lifestyle. When you're in corporate, you call me on a Friday, you can hang out up until Sunday. Because what is 10,000-15,000 bills? You pay. But now you do it for the first month in March, because mentally you're not yet where you want to go. You think that you can cheat your way around.
Things will work out somehow.
These things will work out. I start getting money because I just need to pick my business cards that are collected in the office. And if I say just this is Daniel, they will know who is calling, and they will give me work to do. Shock on me. But a former client of mine, he had a factory in Ruiru. The one who told me, now I found him rude, but he's the one who gave me a wake-up call. He told me, I was dealing with you because you are my banker. Now we have not much to do together. So I'll call you another time. He hung up. I found that guy to be so rude. I mean, just even to listen to me. Does not even know what else I want to say. But he told me I was only engaging you because you are my banker. We have no other relationship. So it got me thinking that now I'm on my own. And I have to quickly put my things in order. So I started the process of, I had an idea of what I wanted to do in terms of operating and providing service, the financial services space. But I didn't even know, even registration of a business was chaotic. Because for you to register a business like ours, where we offer credit, you have to have a letter of no objection from the Central Bank of Kenya. And that is, as you get that as you are going through the process of registration on eCitizen. So that in itself took months. Somebody will call you, you know how our country is. I can help you. I get this thing tomorrow. But the terms and conditions of getting that help sometimes were too difficult and too steep. So you can't meet those, the small dotted lines, the T&Cs of getting that help. So it took a bit of time, but you have bills to pay, you have customers to try and go see as you are trying to survive. You try to do a bit of consultancy, a bit of bookkeeping, so that it can give you, quick cash to keep you moving. But family friends came through for that period of time. And then we just started in August with a lot of hope and an idealistic world that just because I succeeded and I was doing well in corporate banking, this one is easy. I'm going to just come in here and do my thing. So we started doing training for organized women groups in parts of Murang'a County, parts of Machakos and Makueni counties.
Let me, even before you move from there, so you are you see, that identity shift is so important and leading to the women groups, because I think so many people, that is where they're stuck. I know very many people who have ideas, but the thought of living, because also the bank comes with status. It also comes with a lifestyle you're able to afford. It comes with who people see you. It comes, sometimes it comes even with friends we have.
True.
I realized a lot of my friends at that time were my friends because I was in those circles. The minute I stepped out of those circles, I was no longer invited to where they would go hang out. Because actually, that's true. I don't have their context. And for a while, the spending you were talking about, what I was trying to do is keep up. Even though I know that salary is no longer coming, 1-2 months keep up, which is what led me to the, fuel situation. Yeah. So what I know that phone call is like he was sent, if I could say he was sent to cut that old identity and in a very painful way. But I know now you must thank him, move to a new identity. That shift where you're like, realization that I have to build for myself. And for me, it was, that brand was never mine. That's why I'm such a strong proponent of branding. Yeah. That brand and saying one client at a time, begging them at a time, introducing myself. And I don't know if you felt it. I used to have introduced myself as my organization. And maybe what I do for them. Now I had to introduce myself as to the value I can give you. When you come with a title, you really don't actually have to say the value. It opens doors for you. But now I really have to convince you. I was doing stockbroking at the time. If you give me your portfolio, I will manage it like that. And this is why we will make money. I will align it to your goals. Did you experience that change in how you even talk about yourself? Nobody cares about your CV anymore.
And I experienced it in two ways.
Yeah.
Because, I realized that I was, anywhere I went, I was so proud of what I was doing.
Yeah.
Just because I had contacts of top business people in the country. People that you can say, this is my friend, this is my friend. But you realize they're not your friends.
Not your friends.
They don't even care about what you do. You're just part of their bigger plan in their financial processes. Yeah. And the humility to understand that there's nothing wrong with you.
Yes.
You are not a lesser, I am now not a lesser human being just because Washeke cannot no longer pick my calls.
Yeah.
Gave me the courage to keep going because the biggest problem I've seen and I've tried even helping some of my friends is wallowing in self-pity. Wonder now, am I going to make it? Now these people, I'm calling this one, it's not picking my calls. I've called this guy, it's not picking my calls. This one has been rude. So it also depends with the environment that you've seen. I remember when my first day, I was 25 years old of working and I was reporting to the bank. So I was happy, woke up early. I've been fortunate, I've grown up in an environment where people are business people. So I called my old man and tell him, now I'm going to work very hard. I'll keep you. I've been posted to corporate banking. This is what I'm going to be doing now. That's a good thing. But now from today, start thinking about your last day at work. That is my first day.
That was good advice.
That was day 5th of January, 2015.
When you were excited, you finally got the dream job.
The same person who is telling me to think about my last day is the same person I was with the weekend before, buying me a suit to go and be presentable in an office. But he's now telling me, think about your last day. Because nothing is forever. Start planning yourself, have a salary to... And it kept me grounded because, in corporate, I was joking, saying even when you go on leave, after leave, the stories you're supposed to give was, my luggage got lost in this airport.
Yeah. How can you show us?
I was on leave and I'm a banker. I'm jet lag. I was to come back tomorrow. I'll come back the day after. The flight delayed. But now myself, I have to go. I was farming sweet yellow passion fruits while still at the bank. So I remember I used to come with those passion fruits on Monday. My boot was full. I know this is worth 15, 20K. Sell to my fellow colleagues. So in that period when I was transitioning, that is also something else that kept me going because I had a bit of passion fruits and they were really, there's a yellow passion that's very sweet. So they were really sweet. That's what I was selling.
Yeah.
I could hawk them in banks here. Go to Westlands, I have customers in this bank, this bank, this bank. By the end of the day, at least I have some 10, 15,000 to keep me going. for that week. But the humility to know that there's nothing wrong with me.
Okay.
And this is a phase of my life that I have to go through if I've decided to follow this path of entrepreneurship. I think that is because my mind, I was mentally ready for some of these challenges, and I didn't have baggage.
Okay.
I only had one stomach to feed. So even when I was taking strong tea and bread, there was nobody to blackmail me because I could not blackmail myself. So that helped me. But I think humility was key.
Yeah, I think that humility and that identity, if people who don't crack it are not able to switch into entrepreneurship, because entrepreneurship can sometimes even look very fancy, but behind the scenes you have to do things that are they're not what you are doing at corporate. And you see, you're just about to go into your table banking story. When I thought about it, you are a corporate banker. Now you're telling us you've gone qua ground to do table banking for women. Yeah. So that move, and also still being able to see that the opportunity is not only on these surface things that we're actually seeing, it's also there. Because people don't actually see business opportunities because they are looking for opportunities, especially people who are coming from corporate. Yeah. They're looking for opportunities that look like. So for example, had you said you're a financial advisory, then the people are big, and I can see how you move from banking to financial advisory. But now you're saying, no, I'm starting with the table banking.
I think the challenge that the disconnect is that most people want to try and compete with their former employer. You want to, because I've been doing corporate banking, I want to maintain, and Centonomy was our corporate client. I want to maintain getting money from Centonomy by hook or crook. So I'm going to find something that can make me get money from Centonomy. I can't compete with my bank to give service to Centonomy. No. The bank has been there for this number of years, and they have a product that they are selling. And Daniel Kioko was part of delivery of that product. So I have to find my own. Because if I try and compete with the bank, I will not be able to beat them at that point when I'm starting. So I had to find within this big forest of financial services, I had to find where to start and what service to give.
Tell me, you were brought up by people who are in business. Did they bring you up? Because many people, even I was brought up with people who were in business. Did they bring you up to aspire to go into business or to aspire to go into employment?
That's interesting. When I was in class 5, our class teacher asked us what we want to do when we grow up. So there are lawyers there are doctors. At that time, my dad used to do supplies. So I said, I want to be, I was just casual. I said, I want to be a businessman like my father. And then the teacher was
confused.
What do you want? What are you saying? So I just say he's in charge of his time. He's the one who drops me to school every other day. I always have dinner with him. So this is a good life. But I didn't know the kind of madness that old man has to go through for him to be at home at 7 p.m. with me to have dinner. It's just easy. Because he's paying your school fees, buying shoes. But as I grew up, I could see what small impact you're able to do, and even helping other people just grow up with you. So that was a big thing for me. Help me. I knew eventually I want to end
up in business. I didn't consciously think about it, but I remember even in school, the teacher asking people what their parents did, and they all had a name: lawyer, banker, police, teacher. Me, I sat back and like, what do these guys do? Because I grew up in a house where I've seen it all. So I can't even identify one. There were all these projects growing up. There were so many projects. So I can't identify which one project, but I know it doesn't fit into any of these categories. So it was a very confusing moment for me at that time. So your story continues. Yeah. So now you've left corporate banking. You are now, you start table. You start and tell us, just tell us what. Don't fluff, yeah. And sometimes there's also very positive. There's a lot of times very positive things you said. What did you see starting now that business and at that level?
The biggest now in hindsight challenge was I started from a very idealistic point of view. You think that I've worked in a bank. I know what systems are. I know what bookkeeping is. I know what, in all these things, so I'm going to just go. It's going to take me 2-3 days for me to have this thing up and running. So we set up the office. We realize, this office needs to be cleaned. I've shown up the first day with my suit. I don't have a receptionist. I have my own office. No assistant. So quickly,
roll up your sleeves.
Roll up my sleeves, pick up the mop, clean my office. So you do it. You realize this thing is not even easy, but you still do it. And you sit down, all sweaty, have to start thinking about now what to do. So we came up with a table banking product for women and organized table banking groups.
Yeah. And
we decided that we are going to help them do business. And from when we wrote the proposal on paper, it was very idealistic. These women do chicken hatchery.
Yeah.
So we're just going to help them get a warehouse. If we parent for 5 months, they can hatch the chicken, they can sell the chicken. They do tomato farming in Masinga along the banks of the dam. But you forget that is what you want. There's the real issues kwa ground. The women or the members of the table banking groups will come. They will do you a very good proposal of the machine they want to buy. You've not ring-fenced that transaction to make sure that they have the machine. So there are 20 of them, give them 100,000. They will split it equally. Which will go have very nice hairdo for a function of one of their daughters who's getting married that weekend. So all the money that you've given them
is gone.
And getting it back is chaos, because the way our society is, especially at the village level, it is so patriarchal that that security is not even worth the paper that you've written it on. Because you will go and the owner of the home will come and tell you, if you touch anything here, I'm going to shoot you. Because now, did I borrow anything from you? So the person who gave you these things is an imposter. All these
things belong to me.
So you quickly realize that there's what you want to do, but there's a society that you're dealing with, that you have to find a way to marry and get a point of congruence where you're going now to balance, teach these people that any cash they're taking from you has a cost that the business they're doing must justify. But you also quickly realize that when you start with training, now you've become boring. So initially, the first day when you called people, you had 200 women in a room, eager to listen to you and go away with money the same day. But you're telling them that you want to train them so they can understand how to do business. Then you can now start vetting. It's too long a process. So we worked with a few. And when we were doing corporate banking, we used to even ask customers, when you're doing that proposal, you do a SWOT analysis. We used to call a pestel analysis. There's political, environment, all those things. So 6-7 months into business, COVID strikes. COVID strikes, we have a good chunk, about 3-4 million shillings out with different women groups. Our own source, money that is not borrowed, money that had been saved in our years of working. I have sold a few assets to try and have capital to start the business. So you realize even communication and perception of what people say, again, plays a very big role in the success or failure of your business. Because I remember the government said that customers with loans be given some loan repayment holidays, just to help cushion them against the vagaries of COVID and the effects of COVID. And financiers were encouraged to have flexible repayment terms. My goodness, the story that got to the ground. Serikali imesema tusilipe. Serikali imesema pesa tumesamehewa. So you go to try and meet the women. They call a chief. This guy is here, he's harassing us. Uhuru said, hatufai kulipa pesa. Now why is this guy asking us for money? So you have to balance. The chief is one of them. So he has again now. The chief is not a stakeholder in your business. He's not a shareholder at Boost. So he has there's nothing for him to have my interest. He's a community member with these people. They live together. So he has to try and balance. But it was difficult to tell them that they have to pay. So we try again, just following up, trying to build relationships. But you realize even the costs of going to the ground every other day, again, now become too expensive. So you're throwing good money after bad. And one day I was really stressed. I think around April, June 2020. Actually, I was dusting my CV. And I was calling a few contacts to let's go back to banking, because my seed capital has been taken up. I have nothing to now. I mean, this business is not even what I thought it was. I was enjoying my life in corporate banking, promotions every year. And why stay? Why stay? Then a friend of mine, I was talking that day, told me, do you know people, these things that you usually ask customers for? It's called a profit or loss statement. It's not ghosts that make losses. It's people like you. So what you've done, you just paid school fees for masters in doing business the African way in Kenya. So kindly graduate and think of how to move on. Because even if you go to employment, I know you stay there for 2-3 years, you want to come back again. You will not have learned anything. If you come back again, you start from.
You'll repeat the same
mistakes. So take time to learn what it is that you're learning now. Pay the school fees that you're paying.
And I think that is such a healthy approach, because I think we don't realize many times when you start a business, the first season is going to be about paying school fees. It doesn't matter what business you start. And a lot of people, that's the point they give up, because they expected, they didn't see profit and loss. They saw profit. They should go up and up and up. You don't realize actually it was about first of all learning. And it doesn't matter, even though you change the business, you are still going to have to learn that. But apart from that, what still kept you going? Because that's the point. You see, so many people, when we say only, the maths change all the time. Only a small fraction of businesses survive the first 5 years, or first 3 years. When you'd go home and you're sitting with Daniel, what made you, because the options are open, what made you, I have to keep going on?
The why, the what got me the business
in the first place.
And it was just the urge to provide and give timely service. I had, even when we were doing table banking groups, I had 2 friends of mine that were in, they were doing a workshop business. They used to supply desks to schools, kitchen equipment and whatnot. So they had really struggled getting finances. They were my first customers. And by my nature, I'm usually very forthright. So I'll tell you everything that you need to know from day one. So like a small template that I was working, that was helping them record and get to know their costs and what to expect at the end of the day. They supplied some desks to a school in Machakos. Then the other one supplied some kitchen, these boilers and whatnot. And they paid me back in time. In fact, those 2 loans were unsecured, but they paid me back on time. So I said, okay, so maybe what I need to do is to refocus my energy from groups, because in groups I learned that there was no responsibility.
Yeah.
Because they will borrow, the chair lady, the treasurer, and the secretary will be the signatories, but they didn't get the cash. So they can't pay for the intake. The others, you can't even find them at home. So I decided to move towards individual business people.
Okay.
People who have something they are doing.
Okay.
That we can sit and build a relationship together.
Okay.
That's what now I saw a change.
Okay.
And that's what kept us going now, as you are recovering from the losses that we
and
did.
even if I go back to what you told me earlier, isn't this a gap you also saw when you were in the banking?
Yes.
That banks were doing lazy lending. Yeah. So, but there's this whole group of people who have genuine needs, and you can provide an actual solution to it.
And most of them, in SMEs, the need is on timely solutions.
Yeah.
You will go put in an application. It's going to take you 2 months to get feedback, because the RM, the relationship manager that you're dealing with, you want 500,000.
Yeah.
The guy is dealing with, is dealing with 10 million shillings loan proposal. So you are not my priority at that time. And there are many like those who the interest component is not even the big issue. The big issue is getting the funds to supply that ream of papers to Centonomy.
Okay.
So that was a gap that we saw.
Okay.
And because, again, just people will borrow money from you. By the virtue that we're in corporate banking, people thought that I had a lot of money.
Yeah.
Because, you're always in a good suit.
Yeah.
You have to impress your customers. So they will borrow from me and tell I have this thing I need to do. I have this supply I want to do. Can you help me do this?
Yeah.
I have eggs I'm supposed to supply to this supermarket. Can you help me? So that's now what occasioned my mind shift. Now from dealing with a diverse group of people
to
focusing our solutions to just one individual per person.
Okay.
And not be in a hurry.
Yeah.
Because now the other mistake I was making that I was really in a hurry to recover
from the loss.
From this loss. But I realized that loss has no correlation whatsoever with what I want to do next. So now I had to just refocus and accept that I have lost. And then now try and learn from it and now put in some systems. And I was lucky because even when I started, I think part of being deliberate, I decided to get a bit of information and training.
Yeah.
One of the places I went was at
Centonomy Entrepreneur. Yeah.
The training at that time was at Westlands.
Yeah.
Things that you think are basic, things that you think
common sense. Yeah.
Are not actually common.
Yeah.
You think that record keeping is obvious. Ask a person who is corporate today and running their own business. There's a big chunk who don't keep records.
Yes.
They will do the record keeping because it's a duty.
Yeah.
They will not do the record keeping because it is a tool to help them grow.
Yeah.
And when now those things that we got to know is to understand how to put systems, how to separate yourself from the business.
Yeah.
It kept me going. I remember again during COVID when we scaled down. So people are broke. I'm not paying myself a salary. A relative asked me, "Hey, Kioko, unasema hauna pesa." I mean, you lend money. How come you don't have money? I told them, this is my stock.
Yeah.
Just like the unga that
people have in their shop.
In a shop, or the clothes that somebody is selling in their stalls. I have to understand that this is not for my consumption immediately. So, and I mean, it was, as I was telling them that, I think the most impact was on myself. Because it reassured me that I think I'm on the right track. I just need to be a bit perseverant and wait and try and think for something else to do.
And then I think that point is so important in so many ways of separating especially with money, it's very tricky. I know a lot of similar businesses like yours where it has gone down because a person could not separate that it is stock. And that's the business. Even if it's not a business that yours that lends money to people, many people make the mistake of thinking the money that enters my business as revenue is money available for me to use. Yeah. So business have gone up because someone took money, which would be working capital element, and bought a car. The car has nothing to do with the business. So the car, because you took 2 million shillings and bought a car, it went down. But I think it starts from the beginning where you are very able to separate yourself. In the beginning, you talked about when you started the realities. You had to mop the floor. And many times in businesses, when we start, we have to do everything. So in this process, did you also start detaching, understanding I can't do everything to make the business actually work?
You, like I was saying, humility is key to understand that there's a pressure of Daniel Kioko, the former corporate guy.
Yeah.
Who's driving a good car.
Yeah.
Who can afford these things. Daniel Kioko, a new employee, I used to call myself employee number one.
Yeah, for the business, yes.
Who's not able to, who cannot afford to pay me what the bank was paying.
Yeah.
So I have to now live within my means for this period of time and try and grow the business. But as you are doing it, because of the way your mind operates, you realize you need somebody to help you manage calls, somebody to help you manage for your own productivity, manage even incoming. The tasks that arise. But one thing that was key, I think, again at Centonomy, told that the mistake that also many people do is thinking on behalf of the business.
Yeah.
And say that now I want an accountant, I want a lawyer here, you let the business show you the need.
Yeah.
And the first need is an assistant. You require, I need to go for a meeting at 8, but the office also needs to be open. So clearly, there's a need for an assistant. Then as the business grows, you realize, I'm having a lot of court cases because people are not paying. I actually need an in-house lawyer. But if you, and it was so profound, that's why I'm saying these things look like common sense, but they are not common sense. Because, the thinking is the corporate thinking is to do an organogram.
Yeah.
And to say now, Kioko is a CEO. So now, as a CEO, so you set head of finance, head of credit to do the analysis, and you only have 2 in a day. But you want to keep a staff there to do analysis every other day. It won't work. It won't work. So that understanding and that tool, that's the skills that were equipped in us is to understand that don't think on behalf of the business to that extent. It's going to show you what is required. But what is not required, you are the acting. Because at the end of the day, you are the vision bearer. You're the one who knows whose credit wants to offer and what is offering. So if it's analysis, I know I'm supposed to check on X, Y, Z. But I stopped, when the first time I did business cards, managing director, CEO. And I realized when I go out and meet customers, nobody cares. And it does not give me an opportunity to say no later. Because that customer has dealt with the CEO. So if you come and check on the fundamentals later, you have no opportunity to tell him that this thing has been declined. So I changed. And now I started calling myself business development officer. So I could go meet a customer, in case a customer, because I'm also desperate to sell.
Yes.
Collect the documents. Now when I go to the office, I sit as an approver.
Yeah.
This one can't work. Sorry, nimeambiwa. The person who said nimeambiwa is Daniel saying nimeambiwa hii inataka hii na hii na hii. Can we get it? Nitumie ni fuatilie approval haraka. So that way, it helped me because I think most of us are so focused on saying I own the business. Yeah. It's not important. Ownership of the business is important. Sharing profits.
Yeah.
Out here, Let's do the service.
Just what do you do what do you actually do? Like that was very practical. What do you actually do in the business?
What gives, and then I pick lessons just along the way.
Yeah.
So that day I'd gone to Mombasa for a meeting. So I said, I don't want to stay in a hotel. I'll look for an Airbnb. So I look for contacts, get an Airbnb. Pretty sure maybe the service provider will see this. And I realized that most people just, and that's why maybe most businesses fail, they're so focused on the money and not on the service. And if you focus on the service, as sure as the sun rises, you're
going to make money.
Went, got a good Airbnb, went out, my dinner. When I come back in the evening at around 10 p.m., house has no running water. It's at 10 p.m., call the guy, tells me, no, there's nothing I can do right now. You have to just, sorry for the inconvenience cost. Let's talk tomorrow. This person does not care what I'm going to do. So how do I even refine a person to do later?
Never.
So he left the next day, found a different place to stay. But it got me thinking. I was with my young brother. I told him, you see, why businesses fail?
Because of the service. The customer.
Yes, you don't care. You just, what you're focused on is what this person has paid. And I'll give it to you, Sheke, because Centonomy is one of those things that even us, we quote a lot. So, this thing, I have that booklet. That book that we usually keep, I keep it in my office. Every other day.
You're referring to it. Excellent.
There are small things, and I keep saying they are not common sense. Just like, think about your business every day. Take that 30 minutes. Okay, even groups have stolen from me, but that 30 minutes every day that you encourage us
on thinking on your business. We said not in your business, on
your business. You want to know now, I'm a shareholder here. What am I going to do for this business to keep growing?
Yeah.
See, so every consistency.
Yeah.
Showing up every day. It helps you think, just get practical ideas, try something.
Yeah.
See if it works, push it, polish it a bit.
Yeah.
And we found our niche in working capital.
Okay.
We strictly do working
now
capital.
You see. So that whole journey was so that you can actually find out what specifically are you supposed to do. Because a lot of people try to do everything. And in the beginning, you may try it like that. And then you say, actually, what are we doing it? And possibly even who your market is. But one thing I want to emphasize that you said that, one, let the business show you the need. Even me, when I first started business, I had that organogram and I had people that I realized I don't yet have enough work for these people to actually do.
The only name is the CEO.
The CEO up there, who nobody cares you're the CEO. But that's coming from corporate thinking. Even after I stopped having a title at all. Nobody cared. Nobody cared. It comes later, yeah? But also, looking at the need is usually first around you as the entrepreneur, and the first person you should hire is the person who's going to release your time so that you can spend more time on doing what is productive, which for most entrepreneurs at that time is bringing business in. Yeah. So if it's an assistant, I used to think things like PAs were luxuries, but if you've got a lot of admin work around you, operational work around you, please get somebody who will do that paperwork, what, because it's a lot. It takes up a lot of time, but you could be out talking to customers or working on the service. And then another lesson you brought from the Airbnb, the customer doesn't care if it's 10 o'clock at night. So a lot of people don't grow businesses, I think, because it is still structured around what I am able to do at a certain point in time. What that Airbnb should have had is those plumbers who are on call at any point in time, because the business is making sure the customer has a homely, comfortable place to live, whether it is midnight, because that is your business. So people, because I still get a lot of times, even when I'm using services from people and they're like, oh, and it's bad. I was at, something happened in my family. Sorry, I couldn't get back to you. But as a business person, I'm thinking, I can sympathize with you. But remember, I've paid you for a service. The service must go on. So what has happened to you, I can empathize, but the service should have gone on. And that's when systems, earlier when we were talking about, Centonomy is a big fan of systems. What a system for us has always been, how does the business continue running, even if something happens to you, even if you're actually not there?
Example. That day I told you I was with my young brother. So we were discussing, he was asking me now, okay, you're so mad at this guy. What do you think they would have done better?
Yeah.
I told him simply, have a checklist.
Yeah.
Before a client comes into your Airbnb,
just tick out that everything is running,
funds are operational. There's drinking water. Have what you usually do. But if you just assume that just because you've gotten money, you can only do it for so long. Plateau. Ask yourself, how come you're not growing? But it's because you don't want to sit on the other side and understand what your customer is going through. Understand what the expectations are in the business. They require just timely service, polite and honest. No hidden charges, honest charging. Those things that you think are small, what that keeps you going. The other thing, as we are lending, there's no way an SME will give you an exact date of paying you. It's impossible. So if the repayment date is on the 25th, I don't see the need to kill that person just because they paid on the 27th. The business they are doing does not allow them to give you an exact projection. Because of where they are. So a day or two, a human face, accommodate and know that this is part of the business that you are doing, as long as there's willingness to get paid. And that is what has helped us, because we focus more on building relationships. That's that even when somebody has not paid, part of the thing that is bothering the most is because they think, all right, Daniel, really so let me just try and make sure that we honor our commitments.
So you're giving SMEs away. Do you know how, like a while ago, banking actually used to be done on relationships. Everybody knew their bank manager. And if something went wrong, the bank manager would sort you out. So you're bringing that, because you're so right. What SMEs struggle with is that being put in a box that actually cannot work. And I think even from your own business, even just running your own business, that being put in the box, like even like one of the lessons you're sharing with me earlier is even you as a business owner, for yourself, as much as you're helping other SMEs with their working capital in their business, even in your own business, figuring out the cash flow cycles, figuring out how to pay yourself, was a big thing for you.
And even paying tax, have you to make pay, to do all those things, but helps you have a life out of the business. I remember 2 years into the business, got married. So I'm supposed to go on a honeymoon. I'm wondering, what do I do with this business? The customers, it's December, it's time to make collections. But again, like I'm saying, there's things that we think are common sense. Just because you have people that, this person X does collection. Person Y can do disbursement. And this is a person that can substitute me when I'm not here. This is what to look for. So that you do disbursements. But I was really, because it was my first time.
It was first time to do it.
So I remember I'm on my honeymoon, staying, I'm wondering, I don't want to tell her I'm working, but I have an urge
to check
and know what disbursements have been done that day. So I remember hiding, just checking. Then I said, you know what, I'll tell her that I have to check this thing because I am stressed. I don't know what is happening. But when I came back, I realized, kumbe, the show can go on even without me. And it was a big turning point because it made sense of having to put systems. You can even get sick. Does your business close because you're sick? Or does the show
go on?
Continue? But the biggest challenge has been trusting somebody with my checkbook yet. That has been
that has not happened. It is
that's
why let me tell you, it's a journey. I won't even tell. I do it, but it is when you trust somebody else with your money. But what you did is the first step, where you're like, I am, and it's again, life presented you with an opportunity. You got married. You had to go because it was just you. You'd have possibly tried to say, let me postpone the trip because, and that it never comes. Where you now had to get other people. So did you even realize at that point that people could do more than you thought they could do?
True.
Yeah.
And you realize that for you to be an entrepreneur does not mean you must be the best in branding, the best in accounting, the best in legal. Your work is to coordinate a team whose singular parts are possibly better than what you do. You have a lawyer who is best, is a better litigator than yourself. Even though you're a banker, have an accountant here who can do better bookkeeping than you. Have a better salesman. And then coordinate this team for efficiency. That is your work. But most often than not, we don't get it that way. We want to, because of ego,
to be the best at everything.
It's
not.
You want to speak
and your business won't grow.
You want to speak last in the meeting. You want your ideas to carry the day. It's not possible. These people are also thinking. And it's a team. And they're also stakeholders in this business that you're doing. So understanding those things helped us move a bit. Move a bit quick.
Who is and now the same wife who made sure that your business runs without you, but you having to go on honeymoon. You kept saying what she has always said about you is, Daniel, for some reason, no matter what happens, you just keep going. Where someone would be watching this and be like, even me, I want that. Because that's actually, fundamental. We're talking about the real issues human entrepreneurs go through is, where do I get that grit to just keep going? And it could be a couple of things.
There are things. That, number one, when you realize that nobody cares about what you're doing, so you have to do it anyway. There's nobody to impress. There's nobody's watching you what you're doing. Just do what you're doing. But again, also, you realize in business or in entrepreneurship, there's a big possibility that you can work really hard and sleep hungry.
It is.
But in corporate, I can give an excuse for not going for a meeting.
And still get your salary.
On the 24th.
The salary is coming.
Credit. I have money in my account. And if you don't show up every other day, opportunities will not find you at home. So you have to just, whether you like it or not, whether you want to go to the office that day or not, the business is expecting you to be there. They're expecting the coordinator that day, who happens to be you, to be in the office, to do what is supposed to be done for the business on that day. So if you allow your feelings and emotions that day to dictate whether to show up or not, you always have reasons not to show up. You always have reasons not to service. And excuses are just that. Excuses. Don't change the fact that you didn't show up. Show up and you believe in what you're doing. I think that is what has helped me. But even at times, I think I run on adrenaline because I also don't know. At times I would go, I'll sit in an office the whole day, no customers come, no collection has happened, but I'll still come back again the next day and ask myself, Dan, are you mad? You just come every day. But then you also remember that there are days that money comes. So, just a balance, but you have to keep.
You have to keep going. And I think over time, especially with the business you do, but any business actually, and we were talking about it earlier, that relationship with money definitely has to change. Where you don't see, remember you're saying in the corporate world, you used to always interact with 3-4 million shillings, 5 million shillings, and not realizing what it takes to make. You are interacting on behalf of your clients. Now you realize what it takes, first of all, for you personally, as Daniel, to make 3 million shillings from the business. It takes a lot. And also the value of 3 million shillings to the business. But before, you're just talking to people, so you can get very confused. Your perspective on money, especially in working in banking, can be very, very, very confused.
Corporate was very spoiling.
Yeah.
For lack of a better word, especially corporate banking. Because every other day when you wake up, the thing that you talk about is big numbers.
Yeah.
This customer.
Yeah.
Starting with the target.
Yeah.
You have a target of 1 billion shillings for the year. So there's this customer who wants 300 million shillings, another wants 500 million, another wants 1 billion. And then in the middle of all that madness, there's a customer who runs a shop, a wholesale somewhere, who requires 2 million shillings to clear stock. That comes on your desk. Like, this one is wasting my time. Shika away, SME. Deal with this one.
Yeah.
It's not worth my time.
Yeah.
The effort that I take to handle 300 million is the same effort I take to do. But then you realize when you step out, this guy who requires 2 million shillings to clear his stock in Mombasa is actually doing really well.
Yeah.
Because this is a person who's on a growth trajectory. For you to be able to not even just have stock worth 2 million or just have 2 million in your account, the amount of madness that you have to go through, give and take, is a lot. And if your mind is not, if you don't understand the bigger picture of what this madness entails, and why you have to be patient, the first step you'll do is to dust your LinkedIn, your CV, and continue. Go back. So you have to really know what it takes. You have to want it really bad. To keep going. Otherwise, you will not survive in it.
I think with financially, my moment was, I used to do pension funds, and we were managing funds of even 1 billion shillings. So you can imagine that mindset. So dealing with people bringing in hundreds of millions of shillings was normal to me. That mindset, I had to take it down and understand the value of 300 shillings. I had completely lost context when I'm dealing with that. And sometimes you're with these people who manage the pension funds or people in business who sometimes have that money as individuals and they want it managed. And you have conversations with them and you lie to yourself you're on the same level because you can converse. But again, they just want your brain. They know stock market more than them. That's what's important to them. But now to come back, the humility of saying, for me, as much as I know what to do with 1 billion shillings to manage it for somebody else, I have to start with my own and realize my own. And I think for me, the journey of entrepreneurship has always been about the small change and the small step in front of it. It has never been about big things. It's about actually change this module for the customer, change this thing, change this. And then the build-up of small steps is what sometimes also leads up to the opportunities. So Daniel, in parting, and thank you so much for your time. I want we've mentioned so many of them, but this podcast is called Diary of a Mad African Entrepreneur for a reason. Please, what is anything, it can even be personal, and I'll also share after you as well, a point of madness that you also experienced, but also the what even going through that madness has ended up in either the business or who Daniel simply has become.
Anybody in business or anybody working is looking for money. And at Boost Credit, that is our tool of trade. So there's a lot of madness that goes on every other day. The biggest madness, or just what we've had to deal with, is, and it happens almost every other day, is just finding the balance of dealing with our society the way it is. Because you have the money, and most people are after the money. So at times you look very irrational or insensitive, trying to secure already what you have, but can go and come back. And you'd be gaslighted in very many ways to doubt yourself, to think that you are too much. So there's one day out, I was gaslit, so I dropped my ball a bit. Then a staff perpetuated fraud.
Yeah.
So the staff is there. You know what he's done. He's yet to know that you found out. You say, no, it's unfortunate because there are laws in this country. At that moment, you feel like,
yeah,
you don't know what I go through.
Yeah.
To get us to where we are.
Yeah.
You just don't care.
Yeah.
Then again, you go back to realize that again, it comes back to you. The buck stops with you. So there's a chance for you to put better systems.
Yes.
In that space.
Yeah.
That you've done a refresher. Look at this as a refresher course for something bigger and better that to come. That's what keeps us going.
Okay. All right.
And we just try to keep our head above the water every other day. The experience is worthwhile.
Yeah.
At the end of the day.
Yeah.
Because you see change as well and you see impact. I was, if you allow me.
Yes, sure.
Just to mention impact. I was telling you, we have people like one guy who does forest farming.
Yeah.
So he harvests trees, and that guy, last time he was in class, I think class 7 or 8. But we've seen so much growth with the guy because it was just a small template that we did for him, just for managing his cash flows. So those are the stories that keep us going even when we face challenges. We realize that we still have a chance to make impact, even to other people. And in the midst of all this madness, there are still genuine people that matter. Yes. That you can work with and grow your business and make an impact in their lives.
And I think it's excellent because people are so scared that everybody's a fraudster, everybody's, especially in the kind of business that you're actually doing. And tell me about Daniel, the human being. Who has Daniel, the human, become? The human called Daniel in all this, in this madness of entrepreneurship.
To be very sincere, I have stopped, I don't know what I'm going to call it, but I'm nowadays indifferent to what other people are doing or not doing. Initially when I was in corporate, if I see Washeke with a new Mercedes-Benz, I wonder what I'm going to do to have mine as well. But nowadays I've appreciated that I'm also on a journey of my own. And I live in Machakos. Yeah. So along Mombasa Road, I am sure I'm going to see very many Mercedes-Benzes. Yes. But I don't know who the owners are. Yeah. So if I see Washeke's Mercedes, why is it bothering me? Why do I want to? Why is it making me mad? So I realize that we are all on our own personal journeys. Get challenged. Yeah. But don't get jealous. Okay. Oh, I like that. Get challenged. Don't get jealous. But don't get jealous. Yeah. I've challenged myself to, every time I interview an entrepreneur, because I've been in business for 16 years, to see what they say that also prompts me to share a moment of madness. And I'm just going to pick from a line you use that I love to use: the show must go on. Yeah. And let me put it this way. There was a time the team everything was working. Looks like it was working against us. It was a school fees moment for a lot of things, including tax. So there were things, obviously the profit and loss, it's just a loss and loss statement. There's no profit. It's loss and loss statement. And there was a feeling of, even in myself, in fact, when I was speaking to them, I was speaking to myself, even with the team. But everyone was like, oh, what are we going to do? So my version of the show must go on at that time was, are we going to roll over and die? As in, just answer that. If the answer is no, the answer is yes, we lock the door and we go. Okay? But if the answer is yes, then immediately your mind moves to, what do I have to? So my moment was us telling them, and some of them keep telling me they've never had somebody say that. Are we going to, not at your big inspirational speech, are we going to roll over and die? Yes, no. So we keep the show going. But Daniel, thank you for sharing your diary. Yeah, it's called a diary because it is, the gems are in the story. And I think we've picked out so much. First of all, I think a lot of people who are in banking or corporate, a lot of them, some of them have to do it. They have lost their jobs. Yeah. 2, others are on the brink.
of that. But I think what you've helped us and everybody else see today is, first of all, start defining yourself differently. What you did is not necessarily the opportunity, but it has given you exposure. Like you said, there's a problem here with lazy lending, yeah? A problem you've seen from where you are, and maybe it's your job to actually fix it, yeah? I think you've been very clear. Please don't go and start expecting the lifestyle and the money that you are earning at that time. And the identity shift where you can be challenged, but don't envy. Don't be jealous. You can be challenged, but don't be jealous, yeah? And congratulations on just setting up a business that is helping SMEs. That is our problem. I need supplies. I have a PO event sometimes, but I need the bridging capital. But I think you've gone beyond that, and you also help SMEs with understanding sometimes how their money. And I'm glad that you came and learned. People need to learn. Come and learn how to run a business. You came to Centonomy and he taught you about the systems, the processes, and the structure. Basically, how does the show go on even when you're not there? So ladies and gentlemen, that has been Diary of a Mad African Entrepreneur. We have learned so much today, and just keep these words in mind. The show must go on, yeah, no matter what we are doing, yeah. In this, the show must go on. Thank you so much for joining us for this episode. See you next time.